Hello Beauty News family, welcome to a little update, a little makeup breakup update.
Yeah.
So we did one of these a couple of months ago.
We did, and a lot of people enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So we thought we will do another one.
Mm-hmm.
So every few months we'll kind of do a recap on some of the products that we have destroyed and what we think of the products and how we're going with them. Some of them we've accidentally thrown out, like the Kylie lip products, we threw the tubes out. The Winky Lux, I think we threw the tube of that out. So, you know, some of them aren't here, but a lot of them we do have.
Yes.
So
we'll go through it and let you know what we think.
Yes.
So first up, we did our foundation sticks. We compared.
We threw those out.
Throw them out.
Whoopsie-daisy.
But I mean, you guys saw we really destroyed that, so there was no going back from that. And again, the Winky Lux, it's in the bin. Someone did suggest that we see how many swatches it takes to get to the flower.
Yeah.
We are going to take that.
Yeah, we're going to do a Winky Lux part 2.
We are.
Because... and this is what I've always been curious about ever since I first saw those flower lipsticks. Okay, I guess they're just betting on the fact that people don't use up their makeup. But if you do get down to the flower,
what do you do?
What's it like to use it?
Yeah.
Like, is it scratchy? Do you pull it out?
Yep.
So we're going to test that.
We are.
That's going to be a future video. If you're interested in seeing that, give this video a thumbs up and let us know. Because there are sort of things that we're going to do part 2s on.
Yeah.
When we have time.
Yes.
What's the next one?
Next one is a Chanel blush.
Okay, so I've got that here, and I'm going to say I don't love it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tried to use it, and it got hard pan really quickly.
Oh, did it?
So that's the blush there. And I actually, you can see, you probably can't see, but it's got a crack in it because it did crack, which is fine. We found it quite hard to press because it was so firm.
Yes.
Oh, there's so much of it. So, if you compress things firmly, it often doesn't crack.
Yeah.
It's more when it dries and then sort of compresses, like shrinks.
Yes.
That it starts cracking. So this one did crack, not a big deal. But it did have hard pan, so it was quite oily on the top.
Oh, that's a shame.
And I had to scratch away at it to actually use it.
Right.
And it's like a nice sort of, it ends up being just like a matte coral.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot of effort.
Right.
For it.
Yeah.
And I tried to use it a few times and the hard pan, I was just like, damn you, Chanel.
Can't be bothered sometimes.
Yeah.
How does it smell? Does it still have fragrance? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely fragrance.
Yeah.
What can you do?
The next item was this baby. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero Glow
this
Kit.
pissed off a lot of people.
Oh my god, people raged about this. Like, actually got really fucking angry that we did this.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say, these shades repressed so fucking beautifully.
Yeah.
Like, so beautifully. And it works perfect.
And I also want to specify that sometimes we buy makeup like this one and the Jeffree Star palette. We buy it for our personal use.
Yeah.
But before we use it, we're happy
destroy
to destroy it and repress it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were just like, oh my God, if you don't want it, give it to me. You should have given it to me. And I was just like, we bought it for ourselves and we just happened to sacrifice it for a video.
Exactly.
Because we weren't precious on how the pans happened to look. So,
exactly.
If you're not that superficial about your makeup pans, like, it's not that big a deal.
Fine.
But they work perfectly fine.
They do. They're gorgeous. I love it. I still well, it's not my favourite palette. It is. The formula is a little bit sparkly for my personal preference.
I also find that colours are a little bit strange.
The colours, honestly, I think most of them look the same on the skin anyway. And that's all stuff I said in my review. But there is nothing wrong with it. It still works perfectly and I still use it. So there you go.
There you go.
The next one is this stuff. This is the Zoeva Strobe Gel. Now, this was just a fun basic video where we played around because the consistency of this was interesting.
Like brains.
Like brains. However, I don't like the product, so I don't use it, and I am going to get rid of it.
Very wet and thin, isn't it?
It is, and the way it looks on the skin is not. I just don't like it.
Does it move around foundation.
It moves my foundation around.
That's what I can't stand about cream products.
And it's not, it's like I can get it on with like, you know, managing to keep my foundation looking okay, but the results are not worth the effort. So I don't use it because I don't like the product. However, destroying it had nothing to do with the way it performs.
Yeah.
So, because we just scooped it out and
scooped it back in.
Exactly. The next product we destroyed was another one. The beauty community actually shat their pants over this.
Raged.
Fucking
Full
raged.
on raged.
It was the Kylie Royal Peach palette.
Yeah.
Now, people were like, you are so disrespectful.
Fuck me. Dude.
I hate to break it to you guys, but breaking up makeup to find out more about it is really fucking messy. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, super messy business. If you break a powder product and then you want to repress it, that shit is messy.
Yeah.
Okay?
And the only reason why a lot of our videos look clean is because we wipe the table about 1,000 times throughout the filming. This one we thought we're going to get super messy. We're destroying the packaging anyway. Let's just keep it messy. And people were like, this was so disrespectful. I'm unsubscribing. This was so disrespectful. And we're like,
what do you want? This is real life. And this is what annoys me about the beauty community.
Yeah.
It's all fucking fake pretense bullshit.
Yeah.
All right? Like,
and if you keep things looking sparkly and clean, it's respectful.
Exactly.
All of a sudden you show the real story behind it and people lose their fucking shit.
Yeah.
Calm your farm.
So what we did with this palette was repressed it over 2 sets of pans. So
I do have one. Do you want to see mine?
Yeah, grab yours.
Grab mine. So you might recognise this palette from when we destroyed the Morphe palette.
Mm-hmm.
And I pretty much just put the pans in there. And to be honest, I've never fucking opened this.
Right.
Because I have no interest in any of the shades.
I've never used these. And I kind of have the intention of using it, but what I actually do is buy a new palette that I'm interested in and use that instead.
Yeah. Like, I've got them and I might use them one day, but they're notoriously quite bad eyeshadows and I don't want to reach for it. I've got better things to use. Even the Morphe shades that existed in this were probably way better than those.
The only thing I love about this palette is the fact that the blue eyeshadow fell out onto my carpet.
Oh, so thank you for that.
It's
fucking
gone.
Thanks,
it's
Kylie. I'll send you my dry cleaning bill.
Yeah.
This was another one that raged the viewers. Luckily, it wasn't a popular video, so the rage was contained. But if you want to see any of these videos, we'll have them linked in the description box. So if you want to click to any of them, we also have our playlist that we always put up. So if you want to watch all the videos we've done. Mm-hmm. So this one, a lot of people missed the tongue-in-cheek element of this video. So this palette had such bad reviews and had so much rage in the beauty community of it being a waste of money and shit. And we thought it might be quite cathartic to break it up. And then to make something a little bit more different than just fucking it up, we decided to repress it in a horrible pattern.
Oh my god,
it's bad.
Comical.
It's even worse than I remember. I haven't opened this since we did that video. And
Can I swatch it?
It's so bad. Shit.
Oh, feels great.
Oh god, it looks like rocks. It looks like you've just scooped up granite off the floor.
Look at this beautiful pigmentation. Look at it. Look at it. Oh my god.
Yeah, so a lot of people were very angry that we didn't do this with enough respect, but they did miss we tried to, it was almost done for a comical reason.
Yeah.
And we just, decided to fuck with it. Yeah. And people, once again, didn't get it, didn't like it, and didn't get our humour behind it, which is fine. We found it funny.
Yeah. You know what? I have no fucking regrets over what we did to this palette. Because
Deserves it.
When we were sitting down filming this, we were having fun together.
Yeah, we were having a laugh.
That's all that fucking matters.
Good times. Good times.
Exactly.
Too bad that didn't come across on camera, but we were enjoying ourselves. Shit.
The next one is something you have. It's a J-Star Androgyny palette.
I do. I have the palette.
Yeah. Show them how it looks.
It's fine. It's a bit cracked.
A little bit cracked.
Once again, his matte formulas are very, very, very dry. So once they dry out, they tend to crack. Yeah. So it's a little bit unstable. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't travel with it.
No.
But to be honest, I've used this a couple of times. I just don't like it. Like, it's not the formula or that repressing it did anything. Like, it's not the most pretty palette. I love those shimmery shades. They're beautiful. Amazing. Yeah. The thing that's a kicker though is that I have an Inglot dupe of this. Which is exactly the same.
Can I swatch this red one down here? I'm keen to see what it's like. See, Fetish still looks good. Yeah. But look, even my palette, mine's the one that's not repressed. These 3 shades down here are just a piece of shit.
Do you know what I hate about them? And I think it's the 2 darker shades. Yeah. They've actually got a black base to them.
Yeah. Stain.
They stain, like they do stain, but they also, if you have this on and it sort of just starts wearing down, it will just end up looking grey and muddy.
It does.
Because what I like about
yours swatch better than mine.
Wow.
There you go.
But one thing that I'm into the dark teal eyeshadows at the moment. So this was right up my alley. But I like a dark teal that's quite bright. Yeah. But you can see, I don't know if you can see in my fingers, that the base colour is actually quite black or grey. Yeah. So if you actually, like, if the colour kind of
fade.
Yeah, if it starts to fade, it fades down to just a grey. Yeah. And it's not nice. And you think for a palette that's supposed to be quite bold, it should be bolder, and it's
a bit flop.
Yeah. And so I actually have had this palette on my makeup desk for the past month, and I've only used it once. Oh. Because it's just not cool. The only shades I like are the shimmery shades, and I think Jeffree Star should look at putting more shimmery shades in his eyeshadow palette.
I think, aside from like the greens and the blues in that palette.
Look, it's fucking black.
I know. And it does. It like stains.
It's not cool.
Aside from the greens and the blues in that palette, I think the formula has improved from his last palette, the Beauty Killer, but I think there is still room for improvement.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is the only palette I've tried, and
you're not into it.
Yeah, there are some nice shades. There's probably about maybe 4 or 5 shades that I will wear. Yeah. But it's not enough for me to reach for the palette.
Fair enough. No. The next one was the Airless versus traditional foundation video. So we pumped these out to see how many pumps were in them. And I mean, they're empty. So
they are empty. One reason why I've kept these, besides the fact to do these kind of recap videos, is, and I don't know if people will be interested, and we've got a lot of other stuff we want to do, so this might be like down the track, but I also thought that it might be cool to do a part 2 where we actually open them up and try to, or like get a spatula in there
and scoop out
and see how much product we can actually get out of it. So I don't know if people will actually give a shit about that, or if they, because a lot of people are saying you can open it up and you can do this and you can spatula it out. And our point was we wanted to see how many pumps usable, like without going to like effort or buying specific tools, or breaking something open. How much product do you get in these, and how many pumps?
I think a lot of people miss the point out of some of our videos.
A lot of people miss the point out of all of our videos. Yeah, but that's okay. So yeah, I don't know if people want to see a part 2, but I have been holding on to these in case we want to pull them apart.
All right, cool. Well, we can do that. The next one was a Colourpop Lippie Stix Swatches video. So there it is. It is done. It is as done as it gets. Yeah. Obviously, we can't use that because
it's done.
It's done. Saucebox.
All right. So this is a story. Well, it's not a story, but well, it is a story as well. Yeah. Okay. Well, firstly, I've got this, and I've been sort of using it, and I sort of dropped it.
Oh, and she broke the orange one. I broke
the orange one.
We can repress it.
We're going to repress it. We haven't repressed it yet.
The other shades have stayed intact though, which is good.
Yeah, I think this one was a little bit loose in the pan, but we're going to repress it. But we do have an update in case you weren't... often what I do, or what we do, is when there's like an update or something to talk about that we haven't referred to in the video, we'll pin a comment explaining things. Now, if you watch this video, there was a deficit in this, like quite a large deficit, and Saucebox actually heard about it. They saw the video and they contacted us and they said that this is a palette that they're discontinuing. The very day we posted that video, this was taken off the website.
Yep. There we go.
Because I think they might have been getting bad reviews on their website about this because of the deficit. So they actually took it down off their website, and they said that their other palettes, their newer palettes, shouldn't have the issue because they've changed the pans or something.
Right.
So they're actually sending us out one of them, the mermaid palette.
Right.
And when we get back from Japan, we will test the weight with those.
Round 2.
I'm just going to tell you that the pans, in my opinion, are the same size as these.
Yep.
And if you look at something like Makeup Forever that also have the same size pans, they claim that their shadows, I think, have 2.2 grams.
Right.
These claim to have 4 grams.
Okay.
So I don't understand that. Like, I understand that different eyeshadows have different mass.
Yes.
And therefore different weight. But I don't understand how they'll get a consistent 4 gram amount in these pans, because other brands that have equivalent, they say they're around 2 grams. Now, also, what they were saying was that it's an average, and we understand that. And I still think an average of like a third deficit is pretty poor, but what they're saying is that over all their products, some might have extra, some might have less, but an average overall is 4 grams. I, once again, don't personally buy it, but I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yes. And also, I've got to say, Saucebox handled this with so much grace and so professionally that, like, you can't fault them in how they dealt with this. They were so good about it. When they contacted us,
as well.
They were prompt. They didn't come across like pissed off that we'd done the video or about the findings or anything. They were like, give us a second chance. That's all we ask. And of course we will. Yeah.
We're going to do that video as a part 2, like a round 2 with the newer palette. But then we might also do a round 3 and purchase one ourselves. From another retail store, so they don't know it's us. And like, they won't watch it. Even if they watch this, we're going to do a third one. Because some people are saying that if they're sending us a personal one, they might make sure that it's spot on, but everyone else is getting a raw deal. So we will probably do a part 3 down the track. So there might be 2 Saucebox palettes.
There we go. We'll have one each.
Yeah, why not?
The next item were the Kylie lip things. They're gone.
They're gone.
They're all
that
gone.
was a fail anyway.
Oh my God. I just... Moving right along. Dior Airflash.
All right. This was an interesting one.
I liked this video.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I liked the product as well.
Yeah, and can I also say that, yes, we understand that Dior didn't lie because their first ingredient is butane gas, so therefore saying that there's 70 mils is not lying. We get it. But at the same time, most people that look at something, a lot of people justify buying this because it's got 70 mils of product. And a lot of people were saying that, but how are you going to get that amount in the tube when it's going in the air? The gas was going in the air. If you actually look at the table, it was white. There was minor little flecks occasionally, but overall, it was... the vast majority went in the damn tube. So anyway, the update with that is we're using it.
Yep, we both like it.
We both like it. It's too dark and it oxidizes as well. So it is probably more of a summer foundation for me. But it's a nice product.
I like the foundation. It's not perfectly suited to my skin type.
No, but it still looks really nice.
Regardless, I like it. Yeah. However, I wouldn't buy it again, because I think it's too expensive for less than 30 mils. Yeah. No, sirree. No, thank you. It's not even a standard foundation. No.
And like I said, this is the shade 300, and it's a little bit too dark for us. It was the only one available in the store. But it does oxidize as well as be a bit dark. So if you are going to buy it and spend the money, get a shade down, or get someone to apply it and then walk away for a couple of hours and come back, because it does deepen in colour.
The last one...
What's the last one?
Is the NYX Single Eyeshadow.
Oh God, that was a day.
I hate you.
I hate you.
I hate
fucking blue jeans. So yeah, that was us.
I don't hate the eyeshadow.
No.
I hate the fact that we had to do that.
Yeah, I had grazed arms.
Oh.
I think it's healed now, but I had like, I remember Darren touched my arm and he was like, oh, it's rough. And I'm like, yeah, it's got little like grazes from swatching this. So there was a lot in there.
That was a job. That was an absolute fucking job. All right, guys. So that's it for our little makeup breakup recap. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to watch episodes of the makeup breakup, they will be on your screen in all their glory.
And the list of the ones we've mentioned will be in the description box.
They will.
So we will see you when we see you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bye.
Bye.